Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Raku here with What If Issei had the One Piece system. Now, before I go on, I know what you're all thinking. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what is this shit? Let me explain something. So, before I should go on, wait. Sorry, I'm burping. Before I go on, I should mention that there might be a storm later on, but if you hear thunder or any of that, that's going to be probably in the background. I don't care that much because I just wanted to start on this water, but I didn't know if I should do it right now or I should wait, but then I just decided to say fuck it. So yeah, I was looking at my subscriber count and I noticed that it kind of went up like 40 subscribers a while ago. Yeah, after hitting 600. I forgot when I hit 600 again. I think it was a couple days ago, but not the point. Now, before all that, so you're all probably wondering, well, not before all that, after all that, so you're all probably wondering why the fuck I haven't uploaded the whole day. So yeah, so I could have uploaded kind of the whole day, but I was like sick in the morning. My throat like felt like hell. Like when you wake up, okay, when you guys like, if you have like a fever and your like throat hurts for like a couple of days and you think you will be fine the next day after a quick night, mostly a nap. No, I literally, my throat hurt as hell and I was just like trying to clean it, but not the point. Well, not clean it, mostly just trying to think if I should record it or not, because well, my voice was kind of like hoarse as hell. But yeah, so of course I wasn't going to upload. Instead, I just went with mostly my mom to go buy like some stuff, and yeah, so of course that went the whole day, mostly, yeah. But other than that, mostly when I came back home and blah blah blah, yeah, I still didn't feel like recording. I think, well, yeah, I was going to record What If Issei was basically Yuhaba's grandson, mostly part 4. I then thought about it and then I just said, maybe I should do this What If. What kind of? You see here, the reason why I even thought of this What If was actually, firstly, mostly thinking of giving Issei the, what's it called, Gum Gum Devil Fruit for some reason. I just thought of it, and then I just thought about giving him the fucking system. And then I just thought about the One Piece, the whole anime, someone. And then I just for some reason I was thinking about like other like what ifs, mostly other people that make other what if like Issei's, mostly basically around the system. And of course I have done mostly something like that most of the time. Mostly Issei kind of either getting the Shadow Monarch abilities, or mostly Issei kind of having mostly Virgil's abilities, but with the system. But yeah, this is going to be similar to that. But instead of having one specific ability from one specific character, it's actually going to be the One Piece. But yeah, now I don't want to explain it how he's going to get the system. It's going to be a little bit different from normal. But let me just begin into this What If. Also, I should have put this mostly What If to also be like he's cheated on, but yeah. Because yes, that's going to happen. But not the point. Let me begin into this What If and let me shut the fuck up. So let's begin. So let's just say that this is going to just be a special. Yeah. I wanted to say this will be a one shot, but I don't know. If I might put it as a one shot, but if you guys really want part 2, then I would literally start watching One Piece like crazy, because well, the only episodes I got to One Piece would be the 200 and also some parts of like different episodes, because I was just bored one day when I was 17 or 16, I can't remember. But yeah, I think when I was like 16, I watched like 200 episodes and then I stopped because well shit, I was bored, and then because I have like short time span, whatever, not the point. Just because I get distracted too easily, but not the point. So of course 17, I think I just watched some random parts. I think it was from the Candy Island, mostly Big Mom whole thing series, and then it was right now I just watched the Fifth Gear thing, but not the point. So I know mostly the Hawking system. Well, yeah, I know about the Conqueror's Hawking system, the Armament Hockey, and also well the Arbitration Hockey. I know about the systems of like the Devil Fruit and other things. I just don't know how the storyline works that much. Well, I do know how the storyline works, I just don't know that many characters. Well, I do know most of the important characters, not all of them, because my dumbass should probably start at 200 and then continue on. So yeah, I think I left off at mostly the Skypea and then continue from there. But yeah, so if you guys really want part 2, just comment and I'll be watching One Piece like crazy and then coming back and just going on with the damn storyline. But not the point. Let me just begin. I'm sorry if I'm rambling on. Let me just begin. Also, if my voice is a little bit different and you want me to kind of redo this what if, and of course maybe continue it on. Also, if you want me to do it when my voice is regular and not fucking hurting like hell, but not the point, then I'll do that. But other than that, let me begin into this what if. Let me shut the fuck up and let's begin. So we begin into mostly after the Battle of Triseka. Now, after the Battle of Triseka, mostly Issei, who is considered to be the Red Dragon Emperor, also known as the Secretary Gear or whatever the fuck else he's called. I don't know how to say that. God damn it. Sekiguri? No. Giri. No. Fuck it. I don't care. But yeah. Of course, this is where, well, he's considered to be the Red Dragon Emperor host. Now, with him becoming the Red Dragon Emperor host, he's also considered to be the hero of the factions. He's the pillar of the factions because he was actually the one to kind of bring multiple factions together to kind of save, well, mostly the supernatural and also the human world from the whole crazy battle maniac, well, not battle maniac, mostly crazy psychotic Lucifer descendant, Resident Lucifer. Now, he was wanting to release Triseka, but of course Issei and also the white one's actually going to be, well, a girl, but not the point. She and him actually managed to defeat with a calm. With a battle with mostly Triseka, mostly trying to seal that thing back into the dimension. But yeah, of course they managed to do it. But after all that, mostly Issei wanted to surprise some girls, mostly all his harem. Of course, Rollery does not count as harem because it was mostly rivals, just rival relationship. But yeah, no, what's it called, like any of that. So of course, mostly with that happening, he wanted to surprise all the girls that are in his, harem, mostly Rias's Parage entirely, but yeah, and all the other girls that he likes. But of course, when that was going to happen, he first had to kind of go get some money and of course then make some rings, some custom rings for every girl, because he actually wanted to propose to them about his marriage and other things. And of course, well, shocking enough, when Issei wanted to go propose to mostly Rias and Akuno, he instead bumped into the fact that mostly Rias and Akuno were in college but talking to another boy in camp, well, mostly walking around campus. Now of course Issei was hiding behind a wall, but of course he looked over and he saw mostly Rias and Akuno just kind of holding onto his arm, mostly this like male person who has kind of blackish hair and like bluish eyes. This is where, well, he seems to be a quite mostly handsome person, similar to that of like Kiba, look like a lookalike Kiba, but instead of Kiba having blonde hair, it will have black hair and a little bit taller. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei saw this and saw how mostly Akuno and Rias had hearts in their eyes, and of course this man seems to be just having a charmful smile towards the two girls. This is where, well, Issei thought that they were basically under a spell, but this is where when he realized that they're not under a spell and this is truly what they felt like. Mostly, he also did, well, mostly he did kind of notice that most of the girls has become much more distant than ever, since mostly his thought of mostly making these rings, and also since the thought of starting college and mostly going to third year. But yeah, he thought that was just a phase for like girls to go into. But yeah, but no, they're truly just cheating on him. He thought that they were all his girlfriends, and even Rias, because he did kind of like ask her out that one time, blah blah blah, they confessed. But yeah, no, they're just extremely cheating on him. This is where, well, he's holding onto the box of mostly the rings, and of course this is where, well, he pulls out two rings. One is red, like a crimson red color. The other is like a blackish kind of like bluish color. He holds it into his hand and he just cracks the hell out of it. This is where, well, he decides to just put it in the box anyway. He didn't care. He decides to walk to the park, lay down mostly like behind a tree, well, mostly underneath a tree. And this is where, well, Mostly he started just suppressing his magic, not trying to go berserk, but he's emotionless right now until he heard mostly voices. This is where, well, he wanted to stand up, but this is where he heard also male voices. He heard the girls' voices and mostly the others, like from the ORC, except for Kiba, because Kiba's a guy, and of course, mostly Gasper's also a guy, but Gasper's with mostly someone in the hospital, but not the point. And kind of Kiba is right now doing mostly contracts and other things, but yeah, dealing with all that stuff, but yeah. But with dealing with all that, mostly he just kind of noticed how he heard voices of girls and guys. Mostly he heard the girls' voices, and of course Irina, Zenobia, what's it called, Konako, Ravel, yeah, mostly Ravel, yeah, Ravel or Ravel, I can't remember, I don't care. What's it called? God, that's, and also Azia, yeah, I forgot almost Azia. But there was who else? Wait. But mostly they were kind of talking, but with their boyfriends. Now Azia has a boyfriend. What's it called? Zenobia and Irina shares a boyfriend, and of course mostly what's it called? Same with what's it called? Konako and Raffle. But yeah. Now of course when Issei kind of noticed him. Now of course Konako is too distracted with mostly her boyfriend instead of kind of paying into her surroundings. But if she paid a close attention towards mostly Issei had this very murderous intent. Very murderous intent. Like if looks could kill, he probably would have burned everything that was right in front of him. But yeah. But of course mostly Dietrich is trying to calm down his partner. This is where, well, his partner, mostly Issei, decided to walk away after seeing mostly all of them walk away. This is where Issei was extremely pissed. He was annoyed. This is where he still has a box of rings, and he just wanted to toss them away. Until mostly he kind of bumped into a like fruit stand kind of place. And this is where, well, he noticed, well, kind of, he had multiple like thoughts of like, well, mostly suicide thoughts. He was also angry and wanted to just let go of, well, his rage. Because, well, he was extremely pissed. He was also quite hurting. He was emotionless and other things. He was depressed and other things. And that's where, well, he wanted to just sell these damn rings off because, well, they're nothing but a fucking pain and a reminder of the damn cheaters that he just found out. Now, this is where, oh, the fruit stand that he just kind of bumped into was mostly from an old lady. And the old lady said, are you here to buy some fruit? This is where the old lady asked. This is where Issei kind of just narrowed his eyes. And this is where, well, he was enraged. And of course the old lady noticed this, but this is where, well, she decides to stay kind of quiet, but this is where Issei noticed one of the fruits being weird. For some reason the fruits, well, called out to him, but mostly it didn't like fully call out to him or anything. The fruit looked like mostly a, well, it looked kind of like a bluish greenish tint, but with like a red kind of like red and silver lines around it. This is where, well, the fruit was kind of weird, but he then thinks about it. And of course, Dietrich already knew what his partner was thinking about it, eating the fruit and probably thinking it's poison and probably kill him. This is where, well, Dietrich tries to kind of tell his host not to buy the fruit, but then again, he then thinks about it. His host does not have the fruit, or mostly the money, because he wasted all on the rings, until mostly decides to open his mouth. He says, hey, old lady. This is where the old lady says, yes. This is where he says, how much is for the fruit? The fruit actually costs mostly somewhere around like 500 euro, well, yen. This is where, well, mostly, or not 500 yen, mostly like 500,000 yen. This is where, well, mostly you say, I see. Well, I don't have that money, but I do have these rings. This is where he puts it on the, what's it called, table, and shows, well, mostly, what's it called? So I have these 7 rings, well, mostly 5, well, yeah. 7 kind of rings. 5 of them are perfect, while the other 7 are kind of broken. I accidentally broke them, but not the point. I do not need these rings anymore. You can go sell them off wherever you want to go sell them off, but mostly they all cost me a fortune. So how about this? I give you these rings for the fruit. This is where, well, the old lady thinks about it and decides to not. This is where, well, she gave the fruit towards mostly Issei. This is where, well, the person says to be careful and not to eat it, or you will lose something precious for yourself. This is where, well, mostly Issei ignores that, thinking that it's just probably a warning not to eat the fruit and it's just something for display. And this is where, well, well, it wasn't an old lady, it was mostly like this. It was kind of like a fruit shop, but it was mostly like a, what's it called, somewhat like a garage sale at the same time, but not the point. Sorry, wait. But this is where, well, It wasn't an old lady, it was an old man until the old man nodded and just kind of like waved Issei away. Now, of course, this is where the old man kind of had a smile on his face and thinking that someone has now been chosen. The fruit has been actually kind of glowing a little bit, and of course, it was just actually wanting Issei to kind of eat it. This is where the old man had a very big grin to his face because, well, he never thought that he would ever be able to sell that fruit because people will be so skeptical about it, and of course are suspicious about it. But that's why most of the fruit never reacted to anyone else except for him and a few other people, but the few other people were not going to buy it. But this is where he noticed the eyes of mostly Issei and noticed how mostly Issei's eyes were always dull. Well, it seems to be quite dead, and it seems that he just got cheated upon. That's where, well, the person kind of noticed how mostly Issei was in pain and thinking that the boy was actually thinking that the fruit was actually poison. The fruit is not poison, but it will change his life if he wants it or not. If he eats the fruit, that means he wants a different life. If he doesn't eat the fruit, then he just wants to just stay the same. That's where, well, the older man just thinks that mostly Issei will eat the fruit because, well, that is kind of destined because of how Issei seems to be like, his emotions. But not the point. We go into Issei. Right now, kind of walking away, kind of going into like a cave, or mostly outside of Google and going into a cave. And this is where Didrik is kind of trying to talk to his host, saying, Issei, Issei, Issei. This is where, well, Issei says, shut up, Didrik, for a second. Let me think. This is where, oh, Didrik says, no, I can't let you just think right now. Your mind is not normal. Do not eat the fruit. I have a bad feeling. Do not eat it, please. Please listen to me, partner. I have a way. I have a way for all of this to change. Please, just listen to me. Issei says, shut up already. Issei said it with such an emotionless, angry tone just because his partner was always getting on his nerves. This is where, well, Didrik says, no, I won't leave you alone. Your emotions, they're too unstable. Please, listen to me. This is where Didrik has been calling Issei's name. This is where, well, he's calling out Issei's name, and this is where, well, he's just saying, no, listen to me. Your emotions, they're unstable. I know the girls cheated on you, but please, listen to me. Don't eat it. I'm just telling you, I have a way. Your evil pieces are being corrupted. Please, just listen to me. You also have Dragon's Fall. I wasn't thinking that you will be able to get it. Please listen to me. Please, please, please. Please, partner, please. This is where, well, Issei says, please, Drake, just shut up for a second. I'll think about it. No, you won't have any time to think about it. Just listen to me. I want you to live, but this is not a good idea to eat that fruit. I have such a bad feeling that everything will change. You will not become the same. You will be different, or you will die. I don't know why, but I feel like the fruit won't kill you. This is where, well, Issei said, if it won't kill me, then I will just find out something else. This is where, well, Issei had a sharp object, well, mostly not a sharp object. He just told Didrik to summon out Ascalon. This is where, well, Didrik says, no, I'm not gonna do that. Issei says, listen to me. If the fruit doesn't kill me, then I'll just stab myself. This is where, well, mostly Didrik says, I refuse. Issei just scoffs and says, fine, I'll just eat the damn fruit. This is where, well, Issei decided to take a big bite out of it and decided to just eat it off. He just wanted the poison to end his fucking misery life. This is where, well, mostly Issei decides to just sit there and sleep, or just lay down and just try to sleep. But Didrik has to just keep annoying him, saying, no, I won't. This is where, well, Issei decides to forcibly activate the boosted gear and actually summon out Ascalon. This is where, well, Issei decides to just say, well, it's already been 5 minutes, and the fucking poison hasn't killed me. I thought it was actually a poison fruit, but instead it wasn't. This is where, well, Didrik says, no, Issei, don't. Issei says, boost twice. This is where, well, the booster gear twice, right now boosted up twice. Ascalon was glowing into it because he does use transfer. And this is where, well, Issei then shoved the sword into his chest. This is where he's slowly dying, but this is where before he can actually fully die, a screen appears on his face. And this is where, well, mostly the screen says, welcome player. Welcome to the requirements has been accepted. Mostly requirements has been kind of completed. This is where, well, welcome to your new life. This is where the screen to pop, but yeah. Mostly the screen kind of pop up, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Issei was confused. He was thinking that he was already gonna die and he was just seeing fucking a random, mostly illusion. He wasn't hearing Diedrich's voice no more, but this is where, well, he then keeps kind of seeing the system or whatever the hell it is, a mirage or something. And this is where, oh, mostly the screen then changes towards mostly welcome. Mostly the screen just says, "Welcome to the land of the pirates. What is your name?" This is where, well, the screen kind of pop up to saying, put your name on it. And this is where, well, Issei says, "What is this shit? Am I not supposed to be dead?" Whatever. This is where, well, mostly Issei looked at the screen, and of course, this is where, well, he noticed how, well, the thing that says "Welcome to the land of the pirates," and this is where, well, he then thinks about it. Well, I don't want to be named Hiro Issei. Well, I still want to keep Issei as my first name, so let's think about this. You know, I have an idea. This is where, well, for some reason, he remembers the anime called One Piece, and about mostly the people that are usually named Monkey D, or mostly the people that usually just have the D in the name. It's always a mysterious thing, and he never did finish, what's it called, watching One Piece, so he always thought that that was actually cool and interesting. So, of course, this is where, well, he also remembers someone named Silver Rayleigh. Of course, he was thinking of just taking the Silver name, this is where, as the last name. So, of course, this is where, Issei decided to put his first name, Issei. Then this is where he puts the D in the middle, and this is where he then puts, what's it called, Silver. So Issei's full name is Issei D. Silver. But yeah, that's where, Issei says done. Let's see what's going to happen. This is where, mostly the system decides to nod and says, "Welcome, Issei D. Silver. Welcome to the land of pirates, or also known as a One Piece." This is where, well, mostly Issei says, "One Piece? Wait, what? Am I being transferred to the..." This is where, well, mostly Issei passed out and everything just blacked out. This is where, well, we go into mostly, now into the POV of Issei. This is where, well, we're not the POV of Issei. The POV of mostly everyone in the factions. Mostly, for some reason, Surgex had this weird feeling. We go into actually Surgex POV, but yeah. But we go into Surgex kind of POV, and this is where, well, Surgex is right now just doing paperwork after the whole Triseca kind of incident. This is where, well, he was just kind of annoyed with all this paperwork. He would have just destroyed it all with destruction magic, but this is where, well, he couldn't at all, but yeah. This is where, well, he was just so fucking annoyed. But this is where, well, someone knocked at his door. This is where, well, the door was open after Surgex told him to come in, and it was none other than a blondish hair person. A blondish hair person with bluish eyes. Someone that you would never expect to actually meet up with mostly Surgex. This person does have kind of longish hair, and it does look similar to that of Raffle Phoenix, because this is none other than Riser Phoenix. This is where, well, mostly Surgex says, "Riser, what are you doing here?" This is where, well, mostly Riser says, "I'm so sorry to bother you, my lord." This is where, well, Surgex says, "No, it's fine." This is where Surgex trying to push the paper away and decides to put his hands right onto his table and says, "What will you need?" This is where, well, Riser says, "I have some interesting information. I know you probably won't believe me, but just listen to me first before you actually try to kill me." Surgex decides to narrow his eyes and says, "Go on." This is where, well, Riser says, "I went to go check on my sister, mostly my little sister, to see in how mostly the Red Dragon Emperor has been doing with mostly my little sister in the human world. Well, when I went to go check on them, I couldn't find Issei, mostly the Red Dragon Emperor, mostly Issei said. So, of course, I decided to go check on where mostly Raffle would be at. What I found out was mostly, I found out Raffle, mostly my little sister, the Nekamaru, the girl who's named Koneko Taiju, the blondish hair girl who's a nun who's named Ozzy Argento, the two somewhat exorcists, one being Zenobia and the angel incarnation, Irina, are all with different guys. This is where, well, mostly Surgex says, "Could they be friends?" "Not entirely, no." "What do you mean?" I think they are cheating on the Red Dragon Emperor." This is where, well, mostly Surgex narrows his eyes because he knows that all of them are supposed to be Issei's harem. And this is where, well, he then narrows his eyes and says, "Are you suggesting that..." This is where Riser says, "No, I also did kind of notice mostly Rias Gremory and also Akano Hinjamon was also with another guy. He looked to be a kind of similar image as to my older brother, but if my older brother had blackish hair. But I know my older brother is right now mostly on a meeting with mostly my parents, because I already told them about mostly how my sister has possibly cheated on the Red Dragon Emperor. This is where, well, mostly starts to ignore his eyes. He decides to think about this. He hasn't really seen his like sister and her barrage. He hasn't even seen Issei. If Issei did call him, then this would probably be a good idea to see. But this is where, well, he has no contact information from Issei. So Issei either doesn't know about the cheating. But this is where, well, mostly sort of says, okay, if they are supposedly cheating on Issei, then I will launch a kind of, we'll see, I will launch a, what's it called? Well, launch some spies towards mostly their location to see if they're cheating. In 1 month due of most of the spies, if they find any information of them actually actively cheating on the Red Dragon Emperor, then I will punish them. This is where, well, mostly Riser nodded, saying, I understand. Thank you for actually listening to me instead of killing me. This is where, well, mostly Cersei nodded. You can now leave, Riser. I know your parents are actually going to punish Wrath of Phoenix if the spy information does come back with mostly them cheating. This is where, well, mostly Riser nodded. Cersei right now kind of called Graceby, and Graceby nodded. This is where Graceby was actually just told to bring some spies to kind of, well, mostly bring some spies from just the underworld to see if there's any spies, and then tell them to go to Kawa and keep an eye on mostly Rias Parage and even Rias herself. If they're actively, mostly actively cheating on the Red Dragon Emperor, then they will know in due time soon, mostly in 1 month. He actually does also want mostly daily information if they're actually actively cheating, and if this is just a daily kind of occurrence. This is where, well, Graceby nodded, but she does have faith that mostly, well, Rias isn't doing something foolish like that. If she is, she will be quite disappointed. This is where, oh, right now, Cersei also tells us Graceby to get a spy for mostly to look at mostly the Red Dragon Emperor, being Issei, to see if he's okay, or to see if he's just, well, we'll see. This is where, well, to see if he's okay, to see that he's not going to do anything foolish. Graceby nodded and decided to walk away, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly, sorry, wait. Mostly with that happening, we go into mostly, well, Graceby going to go get spies. Of course, Cersei decides to contact Michael and even, what's it called, Azo about this. This is where, well, mostly Azo was kind of busy, but this is where Barracu was actually one to answer. This is where Barracu says, yes, Lord, what's it called, Lord Mal, Satan, mostly, not Satan, Lucifer. This is where, well, mostly Cersei says, is Azo there with you, or is he? This is where Barracu says, sorry, he's in a meeting right now. This is where, well, mostly Cersei nodded. Okay, I need you to kind of tell Azo about some information that we kind of got concluded and told by mostly one of my mostly race. This is where, well, Barracu nodded. This is where, well, Cersei says, and also Barracu, you're also going to supposedly be there also in that meeting. That's where Barracu nodded. This is where, well, Barracu says, why? Because this is actually going to involve mostly the ORC girls and your daughter, and also the Red Dragon Emperor. That's where, well, mostly Barracu nodded. He had it to be professional, but internally he was thinking, what did he do, Akano? But this is where, oh, mostly he was just thinking about Akano and also Issei. But this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip of mostly him also calling Michael, and Michael nodded, and of course where Michael decides to bring, well, just Michael decides to just bring himself. But yeah, this is where, well, a time skip happened, and of course mostly after Azo getting at his meeting, with mostly meeting up with one of the other mostly Kagure level kind of angels, who's actually now considered to be the leader, someone, or not the leader, mostly still just, yeah, mostly someone that's actually helping Azo with paperwork, but not the point, and some other stuff. But this is where, oh, the person decides to kind of leave while mostly, as it was told by Berico, and of course they went to the underworld. This is where Michael was also told about this and decides to go meet up Sir Zex. This is where, well, they were kind of shortly kind of brief at what exactly is happening towards mostly the ORC girls and also Issei. This is where, well, as it was shocked, Berico was upset with mostly Akana if mostly the spies find the truth, and mostly if they kind of bring the information, if it's true or not, mostly in 1 month, but they will get daily occurrence of information. And of course, this is where, well, Michael is disappointed in Irina. This is where, well, that is all happening. This is where, well, mostly Sergej says, so yes. I don't know if Irina has already fallen, but if she has, then she will now have to be a part of the fallen angels. Michael, will you be happy about that? This is where, well, mostly Michael says, no, I will not be okay, but I will have to be okay, well, have to be at least faithful if Issei doesn't know about this. I want Issei to, well, his heart not to be shattered. This is where, well, as I say, that is true. I hope the boy is fine. But we go into the POV of Issei now. Issei is right now in a different world entirely. This is where, well, he's right now inside a cave, but he knows this cave is not the same because he doesn't have the Scalper with him. Well, he doesn't even have the boosted gear with him, but this is where a screen popped up right in front of him. Welcome, Issei, or mostly Silver D Issei. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, oh, so there's my name, but where the fuck am I? This is not the same cave because there would have been blood on the ground. This is where, well, he looks all around and he was confused. He still has his mostly uniform that he kind of wear to, was it Gaku? And of course, where, well, he was just kind of confused. What the? This is where he then noticed all the stats on, well, the system, because the system did show off his stats. They were all quite mostly showing that he's strong, not that physically, but still strong enough, thanks to all his training. In, well, mostly his training just to fight against Triseka, but not the point. This is where, well, he also noticed one thing. The boosted gear is locked, or, well, not locked entirely. It can be unlocked at level 5, because, well, he just needs a couple levels to level up. But this is where, well, it will kind of give him a chance to kind of either turn it on or off. So basically, mostly what it means about why it's going to kind of give him that kind of switch is going to give him an option if he wants to talk to Diedrich or just not talk to him and actually just go on with this whole kind of system without Diedrich. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei kind of looks at all his stats and see they're all quite good for being a level 1 because he noticed that. And this is where, well, mostly Issei decides to notice other things also being locked. This is where, well, he noticed that they're also kind of like question marks, but he noticed a little kind of like drawing images that kind of show him a little bit, but they're kind of gray and show to be locked. But yeah, there's also, well, he doesn't have that much magic, so of course magic is not going to be a thing in this world. But of course, where, well, he has it also locked, but it just shows not that much. But yeah, but he then just ignores that and decides to just walk through the cave, out of the cave through the entrance. This is where, well, he decides to get out until he noticed, well, a couple of weird looking dressing up people kind of walking towards him. This is where, well, these people seem to be like having pirate clothing. One person seemed to have an eye patch and also a kind of like hat on top of his head that seemed to have a skull symbol of mostly, yeah, a skull symbol. Yeah, skull symbol with mostly swords on the skull. And this is where, well, the person says, who the hell are you? This is where, well, mostly Issei says, that is one of the weirdest, weird. This is where, well, mostly Issei thinks because the person looks to be acting like a pirate. For some reason, he just thought these people were cosplayers and decided to try to ignore them until one person pulled their sword to try to stab Issei. Issei grabs the sword and instantly just snaps it. Issei says, what the hell? This is where, well, the person wiping his eyes, I'll see all of them say, he's a monster. This is where one person says, he's a devil fruit user. This is where, well, Issei says, a devil fruit what user? This is where, well, mostly Issei just looks at them with such a murderous gaze and says, piss off already. This is where all of them runs off, of course, leaving their treasure behind them because, holy shit, they just got scared in an instant. This is where, well, mostly something appeared next to him. Mostly a screen, mostly a screen pop up next to him saying, Intimidated, activated. Skill Intimidation has been activated. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, what the fuck? Skill level 1. This is where, well, mostly the skill also did level up. level 2 now. Determination has now, well, yeah, determination has been leveled up to level 2. This skill allows you to intimidate other people who dare to have weak wills against mostly those who show they are stronger. This is where, oh, mostly Issei says, I see. Weird. I don't care. This is where another skill actually pop up next one. This is where, well, it said Bloodlust activated also. Bloodlust allows you to kind of show a bit of your mostly, like, your will of murderous intent just against other people. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, interesting. Level 2. This is where, well, Issei says, okay, cool. This is where, well, mostly Issei starts walking away. Of course, he also kind of got another type of, what's it called, screen pop up, because it did kind of level him up. He did kind of level up to level 2, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei said, huh? What is this? This is where the screen popped up saying, welcome to the One Piece world. This place will show you if you will actually want to become one of the freest people in the whole world. Will you be able to get the will of Goldie Roger? Will you be able to become the greatest pirate king of all time? This is where, well, he basically, the screen just pops up showing mostly the storyline and how mostly this world come to appear. And this is where, well, he then the screen just keeps explaining that well, this world is upon mostly Goldie Roger was the first person to ever become the Pirate King. After his execution, mostly everyone was set free, mostly to show to become the worst generation. You are actually a part of the worst generation, generation. To show, well, mostly not to worst generation, mostly the golden era, golden age to become a pirate. This is where, well, Issei says, huh, weird, interesting. Pirates, freedom. Would I want to be free or would I want to become a slave? This is where he thinks about the slave word, and of course, the word, well, he sees how he remembers everything of his past life. But notice one thing, he does look still the similar same from his past life, but a little bit different. He has a silver tint of hair in mostly his head. This is where, well, when he looks down, he can't tell if that was basically made by the system to give him some like silver highlights. Of course, his eyes are still brownish, but this is where, well, he had a tint of red, but not much. This is where, well, Issei says, interesting. Is it because of the name that I have, or is it because I level up, or whatever? This is where, well, Issei did kind of read upon it, and he then kind of remembered everything about the slave of the ship being just a slave to a fucking spoiled princess bitch devil, and how she never loved him, and that she cheated on him actively with another person in college. So of course he just says, hell no, I'm not becoming a slave. Fuck that whole thing. This is where he looks at the pirate, mostly there was two other options for the pirate instead. Mostly there was a pirate or a marine. Basically a marine is kind of like serving things and still kind of not really having that much freedom. This is where, well, but they're getting paid so much. This is where, well, Issei says, you think I'm gonna become a marine? I was already a hero. The marine decides that you also become a hero. This is where, oh, Issei says, I became a hero towards the factions, and what I got and deserve is no response from Azel when I did call upon him, because I actually wanted to talk to him if I should kill myself or not. And of course, instead of being a fucking hero and praise upon or whatever, I got cheated on, actively fucking cheated on when I tried to propose. So how about fuck the hero system, fuck the whole slave system, because I'm gonna become a fucking pirate and I'm gonna become one of the most freest motherfuckers out here. Even if I have to fight pirates, other marines, and whatever the fuck else, I'm going to become the freest person in this goddamn world. I will show that I will have the will of Goldie Roger with me to show everyone that I will become freer than anyone. This is where, well, mostly he noticed the system pop up something. This is where, well, the system says spin to get a devil fruit. This is where, well, mostly he says, what the fuck? Spin to get a devil fruit? So mostly the system already there kind of show his own devil fruit. The devil fruit that he had was called, well, so it was called the Gēmu no Mi. That was basically the fruit called, but it was just called Game no Mi. So of course, well, Issei was confused when this system literally popped up another screen to just say spin for a devil fruit, and it had a bunch of devil fruits all around the goddamn circle. This is where, well, Issei couldn't tell which one was actually going to be good or bad until, well, mostly the kind of like rarity and other things actually appeared next to it, because there was a little like icon to show about rarities and other things, but it didn't show which one was rare, which one was epic, or which one was legendary, or which one was mythical. This is where, well, rarity was actually kind of like, mostly it was like 20% to like 60%, 60%, almost half of the whole thing. He had bad luck in his past life, because that's what he's just going to call it, his past life. Well, past life, not past life, past life. So of course he probably is going to get something rare. He then noticed that the epic was actually like somewhat 30%. This is where, well, legendary was 10%, and then the last, well, mostly mythical percent was actually like 0.1. Yeah, he's gonna get fucked so bad. He didn't give a damn that much, so he decided to spin it anyway, because he didn't know if it would change the dough fruit that he already had. The Gēmu no Mi being the Game no Mi. This is where, well, mostly he spin anyway and decides to just wait until he gets a fruit. He doesn't care what kind of fruit he gets, but whatever. This is where the thing right now spins, and this is where, well, Issei just waits for a good like minute until it lands upon mostly something. The fruit that it landed upon, mostly the name was called Gēmu no Mi. This is where, well, the fruit rarity was unknown. This is where, well, he says, what the fuck? So of course the Gēmu no Mi rarity was basically unknown. This is where Issei says, huh? Wait, that's not a fucking thing. And this goddamn, what? This is where, well, he was looking at the goddamn icon again, and this is where he looks at everything. This is where he then noticed mythical, rare, legendary, or other things. Unless the system is literally giving him a petty thing by telling him that they're not going to reveal the rarity until he claims it, or until he actually fucking levels up and show that it's probably rarity to later on being a troll, but whatever. Issei decides to fucking take it. He decides to just claim the devil fruit. There was also a redo of spins, but he just decided to claim anyway. He had a weird feeling that it would be a good idea. So of course he takes the Gēmu no Mi and he just absorbs it. He doesn't need to eat it, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly the Gēmu no Mi did appear on his like hand, but instead of eating it, he just absorbed it. But yeah, it just turned into energy and went into his body. For some reason, he became now rubbery. But this is where, well, two things actually appear. This is where the system has now said, you have become a rubber man. Now you're able to stretch out your limbs and also mostly be able to implode yourself with the air or use water to implode yourself. This is where, well, mostly you say nodded. This is where, well, mostly the Gēmu no Mi says, well, no, let me say that again. This is where, well, the Gēmu no Mi kind of says, well, sorry, wait, god damn it. Sorry. So this is where, well, the Gēmu says, you have mostly, yeah, you became a rubber man and blah blah. This is where, well, mostly Issei said, I see, so I'm just a rubber man. This is where, well, the fruit did show that it's a permission type, and this is where, well, mostly it's still showing the rarity to be unknown. This is where, well, he says, okay, well, I might have to level it up, and then it shows probably rare or something, whatever. This is where, well, mostly he says scoff and just got annoyed with this, whatever. This is where, well, he then kind of noticed that, well, the Gēmu no Mi is level 1. This is where, well, he says whatever. This is where he noticed this well, mostly the Gēmu no Mi is actually level, mostly just question marks, but yeah, that's where he says okay, whatever. This is where, well, the system also did tell him that there's actually something that he also claimed. This is where, well, he looked around because mostly the system has been telling him that he's actually missing something, until he looked behind him to see the treasure, and this is where he noticed a kind of cutlass. A cutlass that seems to be quite made out of fully silver, but having some bluish gems on there. This is where Issei says, what the hell is this? This is where, well, he noticed the cutlass, and this is where the rarity is unknown. This is where, well, Issei says, okay, truly I'm just gonna guess that mostly the system doesn't know anything about what's it called, the fucking things of this world, because either this system is an idiot, or it's just going to keep telling me everything's unknown to everything. This is where, well, Issei was getting more annoyed with this. This is where, well, he decides to pick up the cutlass, and this is where, well, mostly the damage it does is a lot. But just because it's quite powerful, he doesn't know if that's just normal or not. This is where, well, he kind of tried to read the description, but it doesn't really have a description until he learns upon it. Well, it does kind of like has a description. This is a cutlass. This is where Issei say, okay, this is a silver cutlass. The name of the weapon is unknown, but this is where, well, the sword seems to be quite ancient and quite powerful at the same time. You kind of notice how sharp it is. You also notice that mostly the blade doesn't have any chips or any rusted on there. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, wait, no shit, Sherlock, I noticed all that. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, yeah, because I'm a professional swordsman, I definitely know what a fucking sword looks like. Actually, do I still have Ascalon? Because I just remember shoving that into my heart. Or into my chest most of the time. But not the point. Mostly Issei thinks about. Issei then thinks about, well, I'm not really much of a swordsman, so why would I need the sword? Well, then again, I am a pirate now, so I guess I can do whatever the fuck I want, so I guess I'll take the damn cutlass with me. This is where, well, he's found the sheath and decided to put him into the side of his, like, mostly into the side of his torso, but yeah. This is where, well, not torso, mostly into the side of him. This is where, well, he just decided to equip it, and this is where, well, he decided to walk away. Issei did also notice some pair of clothing, and this is where, well, it's just a blackish cloak, and says, well, I don't want to wear like I'm fucking from the future, so I should probably wear something old-fashionable so people won't question too much when I go to a town. Don't know where I'm at, but hey, gonna figure it out. But yeah, this is where, well, Issei walks away, but this is where, well, Issei kind of like looks around and his skills or other things, and this is where, well, he just noticed other things and were also quite interesting. This is where, well, mostly we go into Issei becoming a level 5 after a while. This is where, well, Issei noticed that it gives him an option if he wants to unlock the boosted gear back again, or he wants to just keep it shut down for mostly for him to kind of, well, learn about more of this world. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, huh? So I either get a friend of mine, a best friend of mine, that will either nag me to death about what the fuck happened and probably scream at me for being a fucking idiot, or I can keep shut down and I can be just free and alone. And that sounds quite lonely. But then again, I don't want Dietrich to annoy the hell out of me and scream at me for being an idiot for stabbing myself. So let's keep that shut. This is where Issei thinks about it. This is where he then thinks about getting stronger and then unlocking the boosted gear later on. Just because, well, he wants to show Dietrich that he became stronger. He also wants to show Dietrich that he has forgotten about the past entirely. Because yes, Issei is going to think about forgetting about the past, but never forgiving. Because he heard of mostly those words coming off from mostly one of the animes that he watched a long time ago. This is where Issei says, yes, I will forget, but I won't forgive. Making me have to go down my own path. And I will become the freest person in this world. Yes. This is where Issei, mostly there's a bunch of like bodies around him that are kind of dead, but not entirely. Because he didn't really know how to use the sword too much, but the sword didn't manage to just rip through flesh so easily. But it was just the pirates that he kind of already bumped into when they were going up the cave, but yeah. Or not up the cave, mostly into the hill, but yeah, up the hill, but yeah. This is where, well, Issei says, whatever. This is where the kind of captain of the pirate kind of said, you monster, I won't let you win. This is where, well, the captain decides to shoot out a bullet. It hits Issei, but this is where, thanks to his rubber body, he shot him back. This is where the bullet smashes into the guy's leg, and the guy was screaming out in pain, saying, you monster! So you are a devil for user! This is where he then shot him again, and this is where the bullet went into Issei's body, and then went back out, and the guy was kind of like already having his leg kind of hurt. This is where he was trying to crawl away, but this is where the bullet that he shot towards Issei went back towards him and shot him right in the ass. This is where the guy said, my ass! This is where, well, but yeah. So think about it, if you want to think about how it kind of looked like, think about it mostly the Flash. If you remember that one episode, because, well, yeah, I just remember this right now. Mostly think of the guy who stretched, I forgot his name. Mostly the Flash and the stretcher guy kind of fought against a robber, and the robber shot at the stretcher guy, but the bullets never worked on him. But yeah, think about it like that. That's how it kind of went. But other than that, that's mostly how the guy kind of ended up dying. But yeah, well, quite embarrassing, but Issei didn't care. He instead leveled up. This is where he's now level 6. And this is where, well, he continued to kind of gain more skills. And this is where, well, Issei has a free ship now. And a bunch of, well, mostly residents of the town are happy. And kind of thanking Issei for mostly helping them, saving them, and other things. This is where Issei's face does look quite young, so of course they were happy for a young fella to kind of probably be a marine, because they can't really tell if he's a pirate or not. And this is where, well, Issei says, sure, bye-bye. This is where, well, Issei says, well, I'm gonna be sailing, bye. This is where Issei decides to take the pirate ship. There was food on there, and this is where, well, Issei decides to sail onto it. He also learned the skill, how to sail and navigate. Because, yes, that's where, well, even with the skill being there, it was a level -1. So, he got lost. Yes, Issei literally got lost. Issei managed to land to mostly a different island. It was a town, and this where, well, mostly Issei is not entirely in the Grand Line. He's actually in the western side of the blue, but yeah. So he's right now on the western side. Well, not western side. He is in the eastern side of blue, mostly, yeah, not western, mostly the eastern side, mostly where Luffy kind of comes from, but not the point. This is where, well, Issei says, well, whatever. This is where Issei landed at mostly an island called, mostly the town was called Orange Town, but this is where, well, he says, how the fuck did I get here? Ah, whatever. Sorry, I'm burping. Wait. Sorry if, what's it called, all the time I was just coughing a little bit, but yeah. If you want me to redo this, I'll do it when I'm not sick, but not the point. So, of course, well, oh shit, is it raining? Okay, say less. It's actually raining outside. I thought it would be storming, but not the point. So, of course, mostly Issei kind of managed to land towards this town. And, of course, when he got off the, what's it called, mostly off the ship, he started kind of, like, walking into the town. The town seems to be quite well, mostly, like, not many people showing up at all. This is where Issei says confusing, but what the fuck? So, mostly the island is, he doesn't know what it's called, but this is where the screen pop up next to him and says, welcome to Kokoyashi Village. Issei says, interesting village, but I don't see anyone. This is where behind him actually kind of, like, some people pull up their guns and says, hey, hold there. This is where, well, Issei turns around and sees Marines. Issei says, oh, great, Marines. What the hell do they want? This is where, well, a Marine kind of appear. He has, well, mostly he has, so the guy kind of has like the Marine hat, and of course he has a hood, and this is where he has long whiskers like a cat, but he does have like the ears like a mouse on top. Issei says, this guy looks like a total fucking rat. Not gonna lie, he thinks in his head. This is where the system says, defeat the rat, the Marine rat. This is where, well, literally the system just told him to defeat the Marine rat, because mostly the Marine did send a bit of blood and the system got threatened, but yeah. This is where Issei says, don't tell me, you don't gotta tell me twice. I would do this without needing a reward system. But shit, since you did promise me some rewards, I might just take it. Issei decides to pull out his sword so fast, and right now disappears from mostly, what's it called, all the Marines like sight. Right now scaring the shit out of, well, this person. This is where the person, when his eyes is like, wait, where the hell did he go? This is where behind him he heard mostly this gaggle, and when he turns around he sees all his men literally get their heads cut off. This is where, well, he sees the blood splatter down to the ground, and what he sees is mostly the person standing there. This is where, well, the person with brownish hair has now silverish tint in his hair, and this is where, well, has more silverish tint, but not the point. This is where, well, he has a mostly tint of red in his eyes, and this is where, well, the person has a very grin, my uncle kind of grin on his face and says, oh, don't worry there, rat, I'll be killing you next. You don't need to run though. This is where, well, mostly the Marine tries to run away, but before he even gets to run away, mostly Issei appears right in front of him, grabbing him from the arm and cutting off his arm. Before he gets to scream, Issei covers his mouth up in an instant and says, die already, you pathetic weakling. He stabs him from the heart and then just makes his sword go down, and the sword can easily just cut through flesh like butter and also like bones and just easily cut him into 2 pieces. But yeah, he says it's pathetic. This is where the Marine was dead, and this is where, well, the system says, congratulations, you have completed your mission. This is where, well, first mission. This is where, well, mostly first killing mission. You have also managed to unlock a skill called Emotionless. This is where, well, mostly he says, oh, that's cool. This is where, well, you have leveled up twice. This is where, well, he was already level 6, but now he's level 8. This is where, well, his system, mostly his skills, kind of, not skills, some of his skills managed to level up, like swordsman. Shit, but yeah, speed mostly. He also did kind of already had a skill called Blitz, but not the point. Basically, this what's it called? The skill called Blitz was basically the reason why he managed to move super fast, but not the point. He kind of unlocked this skill when he was fighting with the pirates, but not the point. Sorry, I keep burping, but not the point. Now, of course, we go into, well, we'll see Issei finishing them off. Issei was really not caring too much in this where he says it's pathetic, but whatever. This is where, well, he then noticed like two like blue men actually approaching him, and this is where he noticed, he kind of mostly observed them, and this is where he unlocked the skill, Observe. Level 1, you can observe anyone and see what stats or what kind of species they are. Issei decided to use them on them, and this is where, well, fishmen, they are fishmen. This is where type of fishmen, their names are, just gonna say Fodder 1, Fodder 2. This is where, well, fishmen, mostly strength and other things, are quite pathetic. Issei says, huh, pathetic as hell. Whatever. Issei walked up to them, and this is where, well, mostly they say, were you the one to kill the Marines? Issei says, I was, and you two are dead from my sight. Because mostly the system actually pop up saying, kill all fishmen, kill also the boss who is actually called Arlon. This is where, well, Issei says, you do not need to tell me twice. I want to become one of the freest people in this whole world. Well, goodbye. This is where, well, mostly Issei says towards the two fishmen, and the two fishmen says, wait, what? Their heads were cut off in an instant. Issei says, pathetic. This is where, well, Issei says with a very vicious grin on his face. Issei will become the strongest. He will also be the freest person in the whole world. He will not let anyone stop him from his goals. This is where, well, Issei says, well, time to be going to my next, well, multi-murder case. Well, my next multi-murder case victims. But this is actually where I'm going to leave it off for mostly part 1. Or maybe just a one-shot. But other than that, if you guys want me to continue on, I will continue on. If I did fuck up on all my words because I'm coughing or just mostly whatever I'm doing, I'll probably redo this. Maybe when I'm not fucking sick. But yeah, if I'm doing better later on. But other than that, see ya, bye, and just, yeah, good luck or whatever, blah blah blah. Other than that, bye, see ya.